Hey,
Can you see me?
LC. No, I can't see you. I can see Nissan. I can't see you.
Oh shit! Hold on.
LC, you there?
What the
I'm
fuck?
here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Are you
this one
coming up?
here.
Yeah, I'm wait. My camera's acting funny. Hold on.
Yeah, mine is too. I'm trying to
Let's
take this
see.
little thing off.
Yeah, it's got me on this weird face on me.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna come out and then try to come back in and see if I can get that whatever that weird face is. All
Okay.
right, give me a second.
Yeah. How you? Let me see if I can.
It won't even let me back out. I don't know what this is
Let me
doing.
drop you in. Let's see.
Okay.
There you go. Oh, it dropped Nissan. What the hell? What's going on here? Is it working for you? There,
Okay.
there she go.
Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey. You got your drink? See, this time I ain't even gonna be all proper.
Girl, you ain't gotta be proper with me.
What you drinking?
This sweet red wine. Hello.
Hey, Elsie.
Hello. Hello.
This is gonna be a fun conversation where y'all get to speak your mind as authors and genres of fantasy and paranormal and say how y'all really feel about some shit.
Okay, let me let my people know I'm on here.
Because, I love paranormal and fantasy, and it's like y'all don't get the voice that y'all need, you know what I'm
Mm-mm.
saying, over all the other genres. People be worried about the wrong shit. They be worried about
I
the
feel
wrong
it.
shit. So I'm gonna start with y'all intro, and then we're gonna get into these questions. And I want y'all to be honest. This is a safe space to say what the fuck you feel. And if somebody got a problem with it, this is just not the podcast for them. Okay.
Right.
And everybody in the Section 8 comments, y'all already know. Y'all know. I don't hold my tongue, so be nice. All right, so welcome back to Black Girl Tired Book Talk podcast, where we talk literature, culture, and the art of storytelling through the eyes of the Black diaspora. Today's conversation is one I've been dying to have: a deep dive into the supernatural, the mythical, and the wildly imaginative. For far too long, the worlds of paranormal and fantasy has been whitewashed, filled with Eurocentric lore, pale vampires, and fake kingdoms with no melanin in sight. But that's changing. Joining me today. Oh, you okay? Joining me today are three incredible women who are reimagining what it means to be Black and magical. Thank you, guys. Could you please introduce yourselves? Well, actually, no, I got it. Natavia,
Yes.
master of urban paranormal, known for blending street grit and with supernatural. Fuck it. It's just fuck it. Ni'ssan, a bold paranormal romance storyteller whose otherworldly tales explore power, love, and legacy because them wolves be fucking. Okay? L.C.Son, a celebrated fantasy author with lush world building, mythic depth, put Black women right where they belong in power and passion and prophecy. And she don't miss words. All right. So we're talking about reclamation, we're talking about identity, and we're talking about what it means to write the shadows our way. So I'm going to throw the question out. Anybody can answer it, but it's for all three of you guys. What first drew you to the paranormal or fantasy genres that have historically erased or whitewashed Blackness? Don't get quiet on me now. Hell.
Well, I'm gonna say for real. I'm Thriller. I'm gonna be for real with you. Michael Jackson, being a little kid, when I was a little kid, seeing the Black man be the Wolf Man. For real, that was my thing. Like when I saw him become, because I had already seen the other, I seen the Howling. All I had ever seen was the White Wolves. All I ever saw was that, when Michael Jackson became a black wolf, I was like, I'm down with that for real. And I think just little me was hooked that day.
Hey.
Little me was hooked that day.
What about the rest of y'all?
For me, it's Vampire in Brooklyn.
Oh,
It was
yes.
urban, black, and yeah, and it was funny. So
Yeah.
that's I'll go with.
What about you, Ni'ssan?
Because I'm a reader, so I was a reader before I was a writer, and I used to always read like you said like the whiter people with the paranormal books, and I would always want to see like I would be like I would picture in my head the main character was black, and I was like I want to see that in the black. I want to see more black women with werewolves and vampires and everything else.
When you sit down to write supernatural worlds through a black lens, what does your storytelling add to the genre?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
I said, when you sit down to write supernatural worlds through a black lens, what does your storytelling add to the genre?
Oh, let me see. Honestly, I like to mix history with mine. I don't know if anybody noticed that, but I like to do like history with mine. Like I like to research. I go deep into the history, and I think that's it. And horror, like I'm starting to like tap into that a little bit.
I can
You know,
tell from Cruella Hoodville.
yeah, I'm starting to tap into. You know what? I love horror though. Like I'm a big horror fan. Like I love it. I like the gore. I like the blood, guts. I love it. So I'm starting to like tap into that. Like well, I put that in my paranormals anyway, but I think I'm starting to like trying to get in there.
What about the rest of you guys?
I think for me, it's like a newness because I'm still new. I'm still really new in my opinion, but just like I feel like a newer lens and a different way to like not what I feel like was traditionally considered paranormal, how it's supposed to happen. It gets a little bit of a twist here and there.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Elsie?
I'm for real. I just like making stuff up for real. I like just making it up. I'm a because I like the traditional stuff and I like mythological stuff, and then I'm like I'll look at like, okay, oh, that's the Reaper. Okay, that's enough. I don't need to know anything else. Let me just decide what my Reaper look like. You know what I mean? Like, and so I really like just making it up, from that perspective and what I would want to see, the story I would want to tell. So I like trying to be as creative as I can, but it makes it a little niche, but that's okay. That's just how, I like to just make it up.
So, how has writing melanated mythos and magical creatures changed the way you view fantasy and paranormal as a whole?
I think it helps remind me that we can do it too. Like it's like we can do it.
Yeah.
I think what happens is we have a lot of folklore in our history, and I feel like a lot of us are scared to tap into that, but we don't have to mimic, like Greek mythology and things like that. Even though I love Greek mythology, but we have our own folklore and gods and goddesses and all of that. So
Yeah.
that's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I like kind of being able to kind of, again, like I said, when I'm making stuff up, like just imagine, you know what I mean? Like just trying to imagine like what this world would look like. What would I want to see?
Right.
Like when we all saw Sinners, like we had never seen that before, and that's what I want. Like I want someone when they sit in front of they read in my book, I want them to be like, I never thought about that before. I never saw it that way, because I don't want to be the next so and so. I just want you to enjoy this story. Oh crap!
Right.
I got to move around. I forgot this motion light on here. So yeah.
I interviewed an author the other day, and she wrote a vampire book. And what stuck out to me about her vampire book, She said, "Why the fuck can't black people walk in the sun? We melanated, even if we're vampires, we're still melanated." So in
All
her
my
book,
vampires walk in the sun.
right in her book, it
Love
was like she was like, "What the fuck?" Wow. She said, "The white people can't be in the sun, but we
But you
can."
know that, believe it or not, that whole can't walk in the sun thing is their what you call it? That's their
Yeah, that's
paranormal.
their
You
shit.
know, like
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
I'm just happy none of y'all have made motherfuckers look like Twilight niggas.
Oh,
Nah,
glitter. Yeah, that's not.
That would have blew me.
nah,
No.
ain't no shine and shimmer, but I mean, they got different, like my pure bloods, they roam different. Like they got, powers and stuff like that. The mortals, they can just like the mortal made vampires are just like, they just rabid. They just going around biting people. But the pure bloods, they doing a little bit more or whatever. I like to add some layers, to mine because that's me, in real life. So I just like to make layers, and I'm real big in that. Like let's build this world. Let's make it something different. Like for my wolves, like in most, like if you watch like Vampire Diaries or something like that, I keep moving my arm around because I'm trying to make sure this motion like and so when you watch that, like the wolves are always like raggedy and they always like,
Yeah, I hate that.
my wolves wearing dapper suits. My wolves are like they polished. They're about their stuff. When you see them, they're the polished looking ones. My vampires are too, but my wolves, they not tree hugger and not against tree hugging people. That's what you are. That's what you are. But my wolves not that. You know what I mean? And so I wanted it to be something different. Like, I don't know who decided that wolves were supposed to be that, but that wasn't. I was like, yeah, I don't like that. I want my wolves to be smooth. I want them to be like, when you see them, you're like, oh, okay, let's go to the moon. What we doing? Like, that's what I wanted,
Yeah, because I'm tired of seeing broke ass wolves.
Yes.
What
My
kind of
wolves
wolf?
got money.
Broke ass wolves.
Oh shit! Mine own a whole jewelry company.
Okay, thank you.
And you know what? I honestly, that's one thing I like about paranormal. I feel like you can really show, like, I mean, you can do it in other books, but just to, like, there's like this stereotype, you know.
Yeah.
So I feel like with paranormal, it gives me that confidence to just have my paranormal people just to be extra, like, untouchable, rich, like
Yeah.
just wealthy as hell, like
Absolutely.
just all of that. I love that. I love that. That's what I like to, you know.
Yep.
I always wonder, like when they say like in paranormal books, and they be like, "Oh, they're like 500 years old," but like you said, they're broke. How are you broke and you've been alive for 500
You,
Yeah.
I saw this meme, and it says if you a vampire and they said why are all vampires so rich? They said if you live for 500 years and still broke, just step out in the sun.
Just step out. In the sun.
For
Like,
real. For
If you
real.
ain't got it together in 500 years,
For
you
right,
ain't learned
like
nothing.
you got old money. You
Yeah.
got ancient money, and you gotta collect some what you call it, artifacts.
Artifacts, yeah.
Like you gotta have
They
like
collected artifacts. They got all of these relics and stuff like that. Like they not broke.
That's crazy. That I don't care if you fade, if you're a dragon, if you live for 1,010,000,000 years.
you gotta
Right.
be rich.
And if you are living in a shack, I got questions.
Now, I do know some like to stay true to their nature though. Because some like to stay true to their nature, like, away from everybody, and they like to just stay true to that. But that's different. But
Right.
But they be having compounds and stuff like that, even though they living in log cabins and stuff.
Right.
They
But they own all that land.
Yeah. But I'm
Yeah.
talking about when they so broke, they living in the trailer park.
oh, they got paranormal people that live in trailers.
I swear on everything that I love.
Oh.
I read a book.
I'm not trying to be funny, but
I'm dead ass. It was an author that wrote a book, and the motherfuckers were living in trailer park homes.
they big. Like my werewolves have to have a big ass mansion just in case they shift or something. Like, just anything can happen. You need space. You need room. You need. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question.
If they don't have money, they actually get exiled because they're like, oh, so you ain't got nothing to take care of the pack, then get out. Like if you can't take care of us, if you ain't figured that out, you can't be the alpha. You gotta go.
But
Like,
the alpha was living in a trailer park. I'm talking about the motherfucking shit was beat the fuck down. He was alpha of a bunch of broke niggas.
yeah, I can look if I'm gonna be. My
Hold
folks take me
on. I
there,
think
I
he's
don't
talking
need
about
to see them.
Jasora.
That is not Jasora. That's not Jasora.
One of the packs did live in a trailer, but he was like, no, like he
You
wasn't.
might want to check some of these white. I'm gonna get into that. I'ma get into that.
Well, no, not my main characters wasn't living in a trailer, but that just reminded me so much of Jasora because they did live in like. But you know, their pack leader wasn't shit anyway, so he don't count. Like he wasn't.
But Jasora had more of a Native American type vibe to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that in itself is a different type of thing. No, this was a white author. These were some when I say trailer park, the shit that you see on TV, them bust down looking RV type trailer parks, and they were parked in the woods as a pack. Yeah.
But see, they had that kind of foolishness happening on like Vampire Diaries and Originals when some of them wolves were broken. That's why I was
I might be the only one who did not watch Vampire Diaries, True Blood, or none of that.
What?
And I didn't see a lot of in there.
But
it was only one or two of us, but it was.
I mean, no. You know, yeah.
But anytime a black show or something like that comes on that stands out about paranormal, that shit only lasts 1.2 seconds.
Yeah, that's what people really support it. They be tearing it apart.
Wiki City is a witch show, and it's better than Charm to me. And they ain't renewing it. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? I also think because of the network, that's the one that came on.
All
what
black.
You call it? See, a lot of the shows on there don't really stay.
Yeah, that show with Mario Van Peebles called Superstitious. That is like supernatural, but it's black. They one season, and it was good as fuck. It was good. Y'all have a question. Do most white readers not read BIPOC books or books by BIPOC authors?
I have a decent following of white readers, but I'll be honest with you. I think that's because for a while I don't think they knew I was black. To be perfectly honest with you, I just think they saw they may have just seen a little piece of the logo, didn't know, and especially back when I didn't even have my avatar, it was just my initial. Because at first I was going to be one of those faceless authors at first. So when I first came out, I wasn't putting my face out. So I think at first they didn't know they didn't know. They was just reading, and and it's not my books aren't heavy in AAV, so they were probably like, oh yeah, this is cool, whatever. They they read collections, and yeah, so they didn't know. Until after a couple of books, and then after a while, I think they started to figure out, hold on, this she's black, and then you can start to tell like the difference. Like some fell off, and then I still have some that are still there, but they definitely when my face started coming out, they started dropping, and I was like, that's cool.
That's cool because I write for my folks anyway. Yeah. But I do have I have a few actually in my group, and I was surprised. They read they loved Ebonette, but I think because Ebonette is different than my other paranormal books, I tap more into like a dark fantasy type of romance. It wasn't like my other paranormals. It was like a little different, and I felt like that's why. But I don't think I have many. I think my readers are
the niggles.
I mean, my books. Listen, all my paranormals is heavy in AAVE. Okay, and then I put on my covers. So you already gonna know what it is. When you see my paranormal covers, you already know. Yeah, they're author black. They're author black. Them characters black.
I love it.
AAVE. I think I got one. My newest cover that I posted. The vampire had gold fangs with diamonds in it, and that big ass Cuban link chain with the vampire bat on there. You know that's a nigga.
That's straight up.
He was straight like Stack, huh?
So what about you? What about you, Ni'ssan? Like you have these 3 shifter books, and they're good. I know I'm not taking away from you writing urban fiction, but I'm a paranormal girly, so I'm gonna always go to y'all urban fiction and fantasy. I mean y'all urban paranormal and your fantasy books before I go to anything. So, how do you feel as being new coming into this and writing paranormal? How do you feel about the climate of paranormal in the state, being a Black author?
I think it's definitely underrated. I definitely think that so many people sleep on it. They're like, compared to like the urban fiction genre, it's just so much free space that we have, and I think that because we have there's so many good books out there, urban fantasy, but people don't read it because they're like, oh, I'm not gonna read about a ghost or anything like that. But then I do feel like, but I think it's not tapped into as much as it should be compared to how like non-melanated people are like, yeah, they're gonna go crazy for like their Twilights. And I even hear like Black people talk about how much they love Twilight, but then they won't read a black paranormal book. And
That's
I'm like,
because
how?
a lot of Black people, or Black readers, I should say, they have this thing where only paranormal is a Caucasian genre.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
And that's what I don't like. Like that's the thing that gets me because I'm like, God will like want to support Twilight, and then when it comes to y'all got your own paranormals, and y'all could push the authors to the point where we can have our own movies.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, you're supporting them, and then it's like y'all don't see yourselves in these movies. And I didn't even know the author of Twilight was racist. They had
Racist,
to
sexist,
roll
polygamous,
right,
Mm-hmm.
and they
everything
didn't.
is.
She didn't even want the black vampire in there.
She made that motherfucker ashy as hell.
I know.
So I'm just like,
That crap ticked me off too.
So, what myths or creatures from like African, Caribbean, or Southern, or just Northern folklore inspire you when you're crafting your world? Like, what is like one of the biggest like things that you like as a supernatural character that you just, no matter what's in your catalog, that's gonna be in your catalog.
um, honestly, for me, I think it's
I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared.
it is BDE, honey. BDE all the way. You cannot be a werewolf or anything and not slinging 12 inches or more.
I feel it.
She said that thing be thangin'.
It gotta be thanging. It's thanging, it's hanging, it's swinging, it's vibrating. It has a mind of its own. It's a totally different ball game.
I love it.
You know what? That's what I like about it though, because I can be actually like when I write my street lit romance books, it's like not so much I can do with the sex scenes, but I feel like my creativity pours out in my sex scenes. Like like my fantasy, like it's different.
You right, because Abiana, you gave us like 4 of them niggas at one time. That was amazing. That was awesome. That was a great scene.
See, stuff like that. If that was in a regular book, it'd be like, oh, she was but in this one, it was like, it goes with the storyline.
Facts. What about you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm with her here with with the sex scenes for sure. You can definitely get creative in fantasy. I mean, my girl in the last book, Until Death Do Us, I mean, she made his horns pop out. He didn't have his horns yet, and then when they got that moment, his horns pop out, and that's what's up. Like, I can't do that with the regular people. I'm like, I'm working on a contemporary romance right now, and I'm like, this is so vanilla. Like, I'm so used to, like, he's got wings and his wings are wrapping around her. He's got a tail and he's like, I'm going to put the tail in it and I'm going to put that's all the stuff, we're going to do the tail at the same time and then my horns going to pop out. Like, that's so fun. You get to do all these things. So,
yeah, you can, and I feel like, and you can be unapologetic about it too. Yep. Because in Cruella Hoodville, which is, it's very dark, y'all. And I know y'all probably grossed out, but we're grown. So it's this one scene with these vampires. They're like in this club and they're like doing this show. And so it's so I'm stopped. So he gets off on what you call it? How could I say it? Going down on his mate while she's menstruating.
He getting his red wings, y'all.
Yeah, but it's like and I know it sounds gross, but I feel like I couldn't put that like nothing like that in a regular book. Like, but in this one, it just fit.
Yeah,
it fit.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a vampire. Like, why not?
But you know what? I saw someone just ask that question the other day, and if I had known about your book, I could have quickly sent that person to your book, because that was. I'm gonna see if I find them back on Threads, because they had asked, is there a book where a guy does that particular thing? And they was like, because I want to see that in a book, literally.
It was heavy. It was heavy, right?
And that's why I'm begging her to go ahead and do the rest of them motherfuckers.
Like second day, like second or third day, heavy.
Oh, second or third day, whoosh whoosh, whoosh whoosh. I'm out of that club. I'm old. I'm out of that club. So
what about you, Ni'ssan? Your wolves are not like vanilla. They fucking too. They fucking.
I feel like listen to this. I'm like, I need to get nastier. But
What?
this is real life and in my books. I love a very possessive man, and I can make them possessive because they're true mates. So if they want to kidnap their mate, it's okay because they're fated mates. Or if they want to go kill a whole bunch of people, they can do that because they're fated mates. And it's okay. And I love that.
Yeah.
They're gonna be possessive over their mate.
So, what are some of the frustrating ins and outs of writing in these genres as a Black author?
I think it's more so like promoting. We're trying to get people to tap into a different genre. That's why I actually, and I know people don't like it, but I don't care. That's why I started doing my little AI videos and visuals, because I felt like that was like the only way people would want to read my urban paranormal if they actually see it. Because it's like, damn, like, like my visuals, and you're like, damn, hold up, like, what, And then I had so many people reading Abilene that never even read the genre before, but just because of the visuals and war and all of them, it was like, okay, let me read this,
You did your thing on those visuals. Somebody said, do you think that is working? She said, yeah.
Yeah, it's working. Yeah, it works.
What about the rest of you guys? What are some of the ins and outs that, in regards to writing in these genres as a Black author that is really frustrating to you guys?
I think that we're judged harsher, like, because of like we're Black women, so we are, and it even our readers or people who like they judge us a lot harsher than they do other people.
Absolutely, I would definitely agree with that. Yeah, definitely, we're definitely judged harder. Like everything we say is going to be put back on a microscope. I call somebody chocolate. Why are you using that term to, describe when there's so many other ways to describe Black? Because that's the term I wanted to use. And there were other times where I never said the word chocolate. Today I decided chocolate because that's what I wanted to say. And I'm like, but, it's like, I'm like, that's the horse you riding on right now. Like, really, that's what you want to? That's the only thing in the whole book. Everything is like, and look, Storm, you know my books are long, 100,000 freaking words, and you mean to tell me that the word chocolate is only, and it's like that's what we sticking on? Like, okay.
I had one to tell me that they told me it was corny. My first, like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like, my first paranormal, my urban paranormal, I guess because it was so different, and I went in like, like fuck it, I'm gonna do this, and I got so many hateful reviews. This was like my first. This was Beauty to His Beast. I had so many hateful reviews. Like, it was bad. Like, I even had authors clowning me in reading groups. I had readers. People was leaving me reviews saying that it was corny. Werewolves don't talk like that. Comparing it to Caucasian paranormals, like we were talking about earlier. They was like, they don't speak with slang. And then I even seen authors, like, because some readers will screenshot certain things and they will send it to you. So like a few readers was screenshotting things to me, and like authors was saying like, I just feel like characters should not be speaking with slang.
See, all right. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
I see,
yeah.
and this is why I don't
Whole
like
author.
this, and I say this all the time. This is why I don't like Faye, because I was traumatized by white authors, because they were speaking that Shakespearean style does, and everybody wearing white wigs and powdered faces and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's hard for me to even read a black author that writes Faye, because I'm scared they gonna do the same fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? I would want my paranormal and fantasy. They done lived 1,000 million lives. They can switch from proper to AAVE anytime they want, and the first thing is they're black. So I mean, that's part of our culture. Why would you want? I will never understand it. Why would you want them to speak so boring?
Because that's what books like Twilight and Harry Potter and things like that. It's kind of like people are automatically like, oh, this is how it should be. Like, because
Unless we
really,
write like that though, because when I have books
right.
that, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, I'm so sorry,
That's
but like
okay.
I have books that the people may talk non-AAV, right? And then they'll say, oh, because then when they see it's me writing it, then now I'm wrong for writing it in that tone, right? So because a black person wouldn't say it like that. How do you know? I'm like, they're fiction. They gonna say it however they have to. Like the Storm said, they don't live all these lives. They gonna say it however they want.
Right.
Like the one guy who's down on the corner, he's gonna say it different. But if I'm dealing with somebody who's 1,000 years old and he's royalty, he's used to speaking a certain way, and he's gonna talk that way. And I'm like, so I just think you have to like, kind of suspend your disbelief, about what you think a character should sound like, and just let the author take you where they want
Right.
you to go.
Because writing is like a form of art.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is. Like, and so it's kind of like, this is what you don't tell a painter how to paint, you know? You don't tell a painter how to paint, so you shouldn't tell a writer, what to write. Now, it's either you like it or you don't, and that's fine. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But just don't tell me what I should have wrote or what I shouldn't, and things like that. And that's what I don't like. I don't like that. Like, oh, you should have did this or you should have did that. Like, like I even seen in one review, there was like, if Kenya is plus size, which is my beast to his beast, if Kenya is plus size, why is her beast smaller than Glen's?
Because she's the jackal, right?
And she's a female. Yeah. Yeah.
That
Like,
was my first book that I read by you. Or that book was my first paranormal book.
oh, thank you.
I told them books stuff. I did.
Oh, thank you.
That's why I'm sitting here in like disbelief. I mean, I'm kind of, maybe, I don't know, because I read so much paranormal and fantasy that I just cannot understand for the life of me how people can complain about black authors when I read traditionally published authors that are white who write paranormal, and that shit is crap. It's always the same type of sex scenes. He either in her ass or he in her puss or she in her mouth. and that is it. There's no nothing going on. And then we jumping right to the next scene. You know what I'm saying? So it's I don't. We always say as readers we want diversity, we want more, and then when we get more, oh that's too much.
Mm-hmm.
But why you gotta announce it like a fucking why we need to know? That's just
But
wild.
my whole thing is like, what? Why is it a problem if I'm writing a werewolf book and you know the werewolf book? Why is it a problem if he has animal instincts? Like his beast sniffed her. Oh, he sniffed her. And, yeah. What the hell? I don't know what y'all used to, but he's a beast. You know, it's like I think because what happens is I have read some paranormal and I noticed that in a lot of paranormal books they don't actually shift. And I didn't know that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really shift, and they don't have animal instincts, like
Mm-hmm.
like that raw beast nature type of
Yeah,
thing. They don't have that, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, so I don't know. I'm
it's
just
weird.
it's too much, but I do feel like we do get a lot of unnecessary backlash
I believe that. What
over
about you,
it.
Nissan?
Hmm?
I said, what about you?
What?
About this? What we just talking about, girl?
The backlash that we get a lot of backlash
I
from.
was in there like, girl.
Sorry. We definitely catch. And I don't even. I think what bothers me about the backlash is a lot of times it's from like our own people. It's not even from like the
Yeah,
from our like when we should be supporting each other, and then like the peer thing too. Like that's like it's for like I couldn't imagine having knowing that another author who knows what it takes to write a book would be bashing my book out.
but
Like
but believe it or not, they're the main ones.
I've I've been hearing that. I couldn't
Yeah,
like it's we have so many readers out here. There's no reason for competition. Like if anything, we should be like empowering and lifting each other up because we want each other to win. Like I don't.
You would think.
Yeah.
That just is
but
my.
I also think, and I hate to say it, but I think a lot of it does come from jealousy as well.
I
Because you have some authors that, and I'm not, there's no shade to them, but I mean, you write what you write, and that's what you should be comfortable with. But I know it's this thing where some might want to try tap into a different genre, and they're scared to do it. I just feel like some of it just be a little like, damn, she did that. You know,
Yeah.
but
I see a lot of backlash for like Granger and stuff. Like people saying, "Oh, she didn't write those, but she couldn't possibly write those books. Why can't she? Why can't she?" But y'all read, once again Harry Potter, but there can't be a black university that's in Atlanta that's magical.
Right.
So, and same with you with Cruella Hoodville. So there can't be an insane ass black chick that dances around in blood and singing songs and shit, but getting piped down by the dude. You know what I'm saying? The same with you. He's on the wolves with the brothers. That it's wrong. They go after they make so hard and fuck the shit out of them. And you with the Grims. You know what I'm saying? That dude was sucking titties and fucking and sucking and all that shit. So I mean, but it shouldn't be a problem. You know what I'm saying? And I feel bad because readers or authors shouldn't. We should just be celebrating us because we've got so many obstacles against us already.
it is.
So readers often say they want diversity, but when it comes to buying or reviewing Black paranormal and fantasy books, it's crickets. How do you navigate that?
I ain't gonna lie, it's hard for me to get through it. I be ready to quit.
Mm,
I ain't gonna sit here. I'm gonna be very transparent. Like that's why I don't really. I would like to do more paranormals, but I'm scared to do it. Because and then the thing about it is with me is like I'll like get all these messages like, "Hey, we ain't gonna do another paranormal." When I drop it, it's like, "What happened?" So I don't know. I don't know. But sometimes I be wanting to quit and be like, let me just chill off of it. It's too much. It's too hard.
Don't do that,
I
Natavia.
feel like no, but it's like I give more into my paranormals than my street lit romance and things like that. You know, and I give my all to all my books, but you know, paranormal is different, world building. You know, all like the details and everything. Like it's a different type of writing. Even if my characters sound like a hood nigga or a street nigga like my other books, but it's still a different type of writing. I'm writing. It actually takes me longer to write paranormals than my other books. Like I could do a regular street lit romance book in probably like 5 weeks or so, and I write long books. But my paranormals, it takes me like 2.5 months, sometimes 3, because I'm always starting over. I'm always adding stuff. Like I pour so much in to make it perfect. You know. And I just be like, I'm giving my all to this, and I just gotta pull away from it sometimes. Like, you know, it's like a relationship, you know? Like you pour your all into it, and you just don't get that love back. That's how I feel.
Yeah. What about the rest of you guys? Why y'all quiet?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's a lot of just trying to put your soul, because you really are doing that. You're putting your soul into a book, and so for example, with my book Vengeance Born, I in 2024 decided I wanted to kind of really push direct buy, so I went after doing this direct. I had some strong feelings about why I wanted to go that route, and it did really well. It did really well, sold well on direct, but dang, on reviews, it was like crickets. So, and I was talking to one of my author friends about it, and she's from the old school, and she was just kind of like, all I worry about is getting my money. And I'm like, yeah, that's nice, but I want also feedback. Like, I want you want the reviews, but what happened is you have like folk who have made this whole ghost train about, oh, authors don't care about reviews. The heck we don't. We do. I'm like, y'all need to stop lying to these readers and telling them we don't care. Oh, I don't read reviews. I'm like, y'all stop. It's always these like high and mighty people who telling everybody they don't care about reviews, and they do, because you get sad when you look at your book and it's 2 reviews. You said you can have the sales, but when you only see 2, it makes it does. It hurt. You be like, dang, ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Ain't nobody gonna say. You know what I mean? So, but what happened is that Ghost Train came out, and everybody decided that and I'm like, yeah, because of 1 or 2 bad apples who started going after their readers who left bad reviews. That's wrong. No, they shouldn't have did that. That's stupid. But no, the heck we don't need reviews, and no, we do. We want to see them. I don't read all of them, but I just want to know they're there. I just want to see and they don't even have to be all likes. I don't, my skin's thick enough. Just you don't bought the book now, so it don't really matter. Just put it in there. But Vengeance Born did real great. It was like, oh, I did good. Like fiscally, that was great, and I was so happy on the direct buy. And then I turned around and I'm like, where the people at? Like, where is that response? You know what I mean? So because then it's like, well, did they read it? And then you see them at a book show, and they like, oh, and I loved when such and such happened. Heifer, can you go tell somebody else, please? Can you tell somebody else? Like, thank you, but and you gotta smile and stand there and be like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, I read reviews. But I don't. I like wait till they like. Sometimes I wait till they build up. Like so, I read it when the book first dropped, and then I'll kind of back away from it, and then I'll wait till, and then I'll go back and just go through on. Um, but I noticed like a lot of the reviews don't be about constructive criticism.
It'd be about what they like or what you should have did or how you should.
What you should have did. Like I have like a lot of reviews about Ebony, about the incest part and all this other stuff, and the by being dark. And I'm like, well, I put a trigger warning in there. I put that in there, like in bold letters in the front. Like once you read past that, And any book with a trigger warning, you know it's going to have some type of, I don't care, you know it's going to have the R word or some type form of it or just something like, you know. So it's kind of like you read it anyway just to complain about it.
Mm,
You know, like it's
yeah.
just a lot of things, but you know, it never used to be like that. I do feel like I feel like Book Talk has changed the way the review system works.
Mm,
And I noticed a lot of things are being rated because of the spice level now,
Yeah.
and that's new to me. I don't get it.
but before book talk, there was only blogs, really.
Yep.
Huh?
People writing about the books, and it wasn't trigger warnings. There was never a trigger warning.
No.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No.
Like,
When I was a
what?
kid reading V.C. Andrews, ain't nobody tell me I shouldn't have been reading V.C. Andrews as a kid. Okay? And I was 12 years old reading that Flowers in the Attic, trying to, and I'm like, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to be reading that
But
at 12
see,
years
that's the
old.
thing. A lot of us will read Flowers in the Attic and something like that, but then if one of us writes something with something similar in there, you get bashed for it.
Oh, yeah.
Or they will send you a message or they'll tag you and something like that. I don't see y'all tagging those authors. I don't see y'all tagging James what's his name? James.
That's,
But that's
oh,
because you probably can't even tag him. He in his own lane. Like it's like you don't have no direct contact with these authors, right? So it's kind of I feel like because we're like indie authors and we interact with readers and things like that, it's like a punching bag.
Mm.
They feel like,
yep.
oh well, I can say what I want to you because I read the book and things like that. So the disrespect is on a whole nother level. Because
Yeah.
I always tell people like, you don't have to tag the author when
You
you
don't.
do book reviews. I feel like you don't have to do that. I feel like that should be for the readers that follow you, or
Yeah.
but I feel like you shouldn't have to tag the author.
Right.
And
I,
I've seen people like who do like reviews or like book things, and they get mad if the author doesn't repost it or something like that. And I'm kind of like, I thought that was really weird because I'm like, you don't ever think like we have lives. Like yeah, we write books, but we might not see it right away. And I remember when I first started writing this, I forget who it was. She wanted to like talked about it, like was down in the author, and I was like, that's kind of like I'm sure she wasn't being funny, but get upset because she didn't read the thing. And
But a lot of authors are constantly getting messages daily though. Sometimes we don't see stuff. I know I'm that way. Like I try to respond to everybody, but sometimes I really don't see it. Like especially if a book had just dropped and you getting a lot of feedback, you getting a lot of tags. You
Right.
don't always see it, because I had somebody say to me when they say that you don't respond to your Instagram.
yes, you do.
I'm like, yes, I do for the most part. Yes, I do. And if
Yes,
I
you do.
don't, it's not intentional. Like sometimes I duck off and write, and I don't be on social media.
I doing book reviews. Um, I'll tag the author and just go about my motherfucking business. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
not a big fucking deal. I just want to tag the author so they know that I did this review, and if they want to use it, they can use it. And I go by my business.
And also, you tagging the author, the person can click on their name and just go to their profile and follow them and see. So I get that part.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I feel like some people do it with ill intentions, you
That's
know?
because they ain't getting
Especially
fucked
when it's
right.
negative.
They ain't getting fucked right. Ain't nobody eating their pussy like they want. And so they just miserable in life. You know what I'm
Yeah, and
saying?
that's also because somebody ain't checked that chin. They gonna run up on the wrong person one day. They better stop. Some of us from a different time, so I'm from a different
that's
time.
and they were like talking about readers really be like in inboxes talking crazy. I'm like, are y'all okay? Who? That's please don't listen. I don't know who's on it. Don't ever slide in my inbox. I'm the nicest, sweetest, most nicest person in the world. Don't tell me. Don't get in my inbox for negativity. Like I can't.
So, how do you stand out without conforming to the blueprint set by traditional white literary spaces?
Okay. Say that one more time, girl. I'm feeling this one a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
God, Lord. How
Because I'm not a big.
so how
Go ahead.
How do you stand out without conforming to the blueprint set by traditional white literary spaces?
Mm. Let's see. Honestly, I don't even know how their spaces are really.
Mm,
Because I don't really, you know,
yeah.
um, I don't really read or follow or.
Oh my God! Somebody come and said your characters take baths. I'm dead. I'm dead.
Oh my lord. But I do have this big ass book that I need to read because I love Stephen King.
I've
But
always
other than that, I don't really know how their system works really. I don't. I'm gonna be honest.
You know,
I think
when
it's
I
like
say
somebody
this
said
is,
in there, just staying true to your art, like staying true to who you are.
Yeah.
I mean, the book that did the best for me is the book that I when I first put it out, kind of like what Natavia was saying earlier, or I got a lot of hate for it, but then after a while, it caught the right readers, and
Hmm.
that was the book that was always closest to my heart, the book I always wanted to write,
Right.
and to this day, we sometimes without me doing anything, that book is still doing its own thing, and I'll be like, dang, I'm like, let me like, I go back and look at it, like, what did I do different? What was different about that book? No, that was your passion. That book was your passion. That was the book that, like, from day one, when you first started writing, that's the book you wanted to write, and it comes through. And I think those are the ones that find the right reader. So, as far as comparing it to like our white peers, um, it don't. It don't, but but I think I mean, the book has a beautiful black woman on the cover with a nice, beautiful afro wearing a crown, and I just think when black women saw it and other black readers, they were like, "That's it. That's what I want to see. What's she doing? What's going on? What's in her story?"
mm,
And so I think, yeah, we just got to stay true to who we are and write the story. And, and again, my people, they talk the way they talk. My people talk different. They don't talk like nobody else. It ain't because they not in this world. And I just, like I said, I'm real niche. I'm like, they got their own language. And I put it in the front of the book. This is how they talk. So if that's gonna bother you, then move on because they talk funny. They talk different, and it's all
mm.
good. But that's the book that that had got a lot of love. So, and that was One Winter Kiss. But I just think you definitely have to just stay true to who you are and write your story.
Facts.
Yeah.
So how do you balance the mystical, the supernatural, and the realism without losing the soul of your story? Yeah, now look here. I ain't asked. Don't do me. Don't do me.
Storm.
Don't do me, Natavia. Natavia.
Storm. You be asking questions like you be like bring the wine, and then I bring the wine. You asking questions like,
What
wait
the
a minute,
hell?
girl. Give me a
Natavia,
hold on.
I can't change how I am.
I
Even
know.
with
Look,
liquor, I'ma
SAT
still
question.
ask these
girl.
questions.
Listen, you gotta tell me bring coffee next time, okay? No.
No, because when we was on the interview, you said I didn't know you were drinking and lay back. Well, I'm giving you that, but I'm also giving you the
I know.
questions.
I'm just joking with you.
See how they do me, y'all. See how they do me.
I'm joking. Storm, calm down, girl. What was the question again, girl?
I was
I'm
saying, how do you
sorry.
balance? How do you balance like the mystical and the supernatural and the realism without losing your soul? Because they don't want us to be bring in realistic topics into books. They want us to stay straight fiction without bringing in topics that
Oh
affect us.
no, I bring in realistic topics all the time in my books, especially Love on the Brain. Love on the Brain was nothing but realistic topics.
Mm, I still got.
I do it all the time. So I don't try to like go overboard with it and make it the main storyline, but I always have some type of realism in
Mm-hmm.
my paranormal books.
What about the rest of y'all?
Somebody say those SAT questions. See, thank you. Like,
First of all, I'm not talking to Latoya. Latoya always talk. They always talking shit. Well, excuse. You know what? Fuck y'all. Burn hell on the red bullet. Shut the fuck up. But no, in y'all books, y'all do deal with some certain topics, whether it's jealousy, whether it's being black, whether it's being a woman, whether it's just society in general. Y'all deal with those type of topics, but y'all don't layer it in a way that it's just overpowering. Why is that important? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, a lot of readers be like, I just want my fiction just to be fiction.
Well, they're not written
Okay.
by people, so
I
that's the
think
thing. Like,
okay. Well,
we're not fiction.
in that case, I try not to go that like I put some in there, but not too much because I do want people to read to escape as well. Like I don't want you to read and be like, damn, like I got to think about this, and I'm trying to escape. I'm trying to escape what's going on in the real world. So I try not to like be overbearing with
Yeah.
it, because at the end of the day, reading is, people read to escape from the real world. So I try not to bring too much of it in the book.
I think all stories gotta have a level of fiction. I mean realism, because I want you to think that I'm gonna walk out the door and I'm about to run into this shifter or something like that. So I try to like think about how like certain situations would really affect just a regular person in the everyday life. Because you can't have fiction without some realism, whether it is paranormal or
Mm.
Absolutely. I mean, the funniest part of realism that I put in a book once. I mean, I live in the DMV, and so I had them
Hey,
drive on 395. So yeah, that was real right there. Because if you know that little intersection by LaFont Plaza and 395 and how crazy all of the signs are right there. Yeah, and anybody who knows that, so people who from the DC area, they were like, "Oh, okay, I knew you was from DC when you put that part in there, right?" So for me, when it's realism, I'll try to drop like some little breadcrumbs like that. But I do have like stronger realism in there, like family concerns. Because I mean, just because they're wolves and vampires don't mean they don't have family issues, or don't mean they don't have abandonment issues, or they were orphans or whatever.
Yeah, I still
I
have
realized I wrote
mental.
about orphans that much, but I was like, dang, ain't nobody got no parents in my books. I was like, I didn't realize. Somebody told me. I was like, dang, ain't nobody got no parents.
But you know what's crazy though? I kind of like I know this sounds crazy, but I like when, like, my paranormal characters never really had time to either. I don't, I think because it's like, that's when, I don't know, like, I don't know why I don't want the parents like that in my paranormal books. Now that I think about it, like, I really don't.
I
Especially
have
when,
one book where the girl is actually raised by her both of her parents, like the nuclear home, and everything else they all orphans. I was like, and someone asked me in a panel one time, and they was like, I noticed you have an orphan theme. I was like, I do. And then I was like, oh, I do. I was like, dang,
right, you would think that I don't have like a mom and a dad,
yeah. And they
but
asked me like,
yeah.
was that a thing for me? I was like, nah, like I'm good.
I think because I feel like it's easier for the character to navigate through life without their parents. Because like I be thinking, and I'm an overthinker when I'm writing because I be like, okay, if her daughter turns into a werewolf and she's still human, how can her daughter's gonna outlive her? She doesn't really age, and she do. See, I gotta think too much, so I'd rather just not have the mom in there.
Yeah,
That makes sense. That makes sense, really.
yeah.
Because if I got the mom in there, then I know the reader's gonna be like, have that question like, oh, so so I eliminate the parents as much as I can unless they are paranormal, let's say shifters or something. But if they're human, and I know, baby, you cannot be in here. I'm sorry. You just gonna have to be an orphan. You're gonna have to find you at a park somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh yeah, them jokers be dropped off. That it'd be like the
yeah,
worst.
like it's just easier.
And
Like,
but the funny thing, it's so unconscious for me. I didn't think I was consciously making that choice until someone brought it up, and I was like, oh dang. Okay.
it's it's just easier for me because when I'm writing, sometimes I don't like to have like a lot of loose ends, and I know it'd be things like, the readers probably won't even care, but in my mind they do, and so I just try to like eliminate that. Oh no, what about her mom and what's gonna happen? How's she feeling? Her daughter's a werewolf, and
yeah.
it's too much.
So I want to ask y'all about the fucking. All right. So, how do you bring sensuality and fucking to life in your stories in a way that feels fresh, free, and deeply black? Because some of y'all be writing some freaky ass shit.
Storm.
You see how my head turned?
Storm.
That is not a hard question, Natavia. Okay, let me rephrase the question. How do y'all come up with all these fucking scenes that be original?
Thank you.
See, this is
So
bullshit.
what I do is no, I don't know. I just like I said, I just tap into
Yo, nasty side.
yes. I even like monster porn. So
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
do it. I love monster. Do you watch monster porn?
I don't, but ain't nothing wrong with it.
I think when I started watching that, that's what kind of like gave me that. I'm like, okay, I can put the, I can work with this. It's very different, and I know that sounds crazy. I know. When I be telling people about monster porn, it's like, hey, what the fuck is that? It's pretty.
You talking about hentai?
Yes.
Yeah.
And a 3D monster porn,
yeah,
like with the ogres, and it'd be like
yeah.
a.
I watch that shit.
I watched one where these ogres ran a train on a ferry. It was like 12 of them.
There's one with some ogres, some trolls running trains on Never.
Huh?
There's one with
facial
some
expression
trolls
when you
running
said-
trains on the niggas.
Her facial expression.
Like sword fighting and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love it.
That was good.
You watch it on Pornhub.
You gotta say corn instead of.
Oh, I'm sorry, corn.
Definitely. I sure do. It's a whole 15-minute one. Yeah. I'm surprised you're not going to be at Monster Erotica.
Who's someone talking to?
You!
Oh! No, because I heard, no, seriously, I heard an echo in the background, and I'm thinking, like, maybe you talking to somebody else. I'm sorry.
No, I said, I'm surprised you're not at Monster Erotica.
I didn't even know that was a event.
It's a
See, I try not to tell people things like that because they think you're weird and
there is
no, they watching it too. They just ain't told nobody yet. That's all. You good?
Yeah, yeah. But I like when I be telling people stuff like that because I used to send them to my homegirl. Like I had one where it was just like what was it? It was like I'm trying to. He was a what you call that creature? A mentor?
A minotaur.
Minotaur. Is that how you say it?
Minotaur.
With the horns.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it was one like that, and he was like in a cage or whatever with this ebony looking woman. Child, listen. It was the length of her leg, and it was huge, and she was taking it, and it was so graphic. Like you could see, like, cause some of them be good though. Some of them would have like the coming out of her, like it's real. What I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hold that thought, babe. I don't think you want to be in here for this conversation. You, my husband in here. I just saw him pop up. I don't think you want to listen to this conversation. But babe, you don't want to listen to this. Okay, be ground. Don't say nothing to me later on. What? Continue.
Yeah, and it was like so like I don't know. It was just so like he was like giving it to her like it was just so passionate. Like I don't know. Like it's just different. Like I don't know.
What's the worst sex scenes in paranormal that you hate seeing like all the time? Like the one thing that you just cannot stand that people do over and over and over and over again in paranormal, in fantasy.
Specifically in the sex scenes?
In the sex scenes or when they like getting close to those sex scenes, like what is the one thing that's just like, damn, y'all can't think of nothing else?
I don't know.
I don't know, honestly.
That's because all of y'all nasty. Because y'all don't even write the same shit. Because when
I don't think I care for a woman tossing a man salad. I don't think I want to read it. I'm sorry. I'm not into that. I don't care.
Licking the
I don't
butthole.
want to read about no man tooting his muscle buns up, getting his salad tossed. It's
Not the muscle buns.
nothing.
Not the muscle buns.
It's nothing attractive. I'm not knocking the brothers that like their balloon not to get sucked on, but I'm just not into that. Yeah.
I'm dead.
I think the things I've seen that I don't like is probably more in contemporary. I think what I've seen that I don't like is normally that in paranormal. I feel like that everyone is normally so creative and they do so many different things because they have these creatures, and so they can utilize different parts of the creature to kind of bring in the intimacy. In contemporary stuff, I get bored easily because
I don't read contemporary. Like
when I read it, it's normally like the same thing, and I was like, dang, like, and I mean, I get it because they're human in the contemporaries, so I guess they're like, well, unless they're writing, BDSM or something like that, it's like they're not. There's no, originality. Everything is the same.
I don't like BDSM either.
I feel like I hate when like if we talking like.
Pause. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. You don't like what?
I don't like BDSM.
You don't like BDSM?
No, I told you that.
Ma'am, you are highlighting the BDSM event.
What? What I do?
You gonna be the highlighted author at a BDSM event?
Oh, I mean, well, okay, we talked about it. I take that back because I do have that in my books. I do write it, but I don't like the 50 Shades of Grey type of BDSM.
That's not BDSM. That's
well, I don't like it. Whatever that is, I don't like it.
That ain't even the real shit. That's great.
I hate it.
That ain't even BDSM.
That
everything about that book is just fake, false, and not even happening.
That's a horror movie for me. Like watching something like that is gonna have me like, ew.
That was a rich white woman who just needed something to do, writing a book, and her husband hooked her up and got her a book deal, and then she wrote that book. That's what that was.
Yes. That book is not the BDSM culture. That is absolutely.
Oh my God! It was. I was watching it halfway under the covers.
That is not.
It was so damn crazy. I cannot. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
That shit is great. That is non-consent. That ain't even non-consent. That's no consent. Period.
I didn't read the book, so I don't know how.
Just the movie and the book is the same. It ain't nothing different.
It was.
You know what I'm saying? Between that and 365, that is not BDSM.
I'm gonna tell you something about 365. 365 to me was horrible, and people was eating it. And I'm like, and my homegirl, because she loves that type of stuff. She's like, "Hey, you gotta watch it." I'm like, I don't like that. That's not what I like. I'm not into that.
Yeah, nah. That's not. See that, and this is why you should be at the event that we having, so you can see some real BDSM, because the real BDSM look like your books, not like that. Well, minus the paranormal and
So what do you call that then?
Huh?
What do you call that?
What you mean? The 50 Shades of Grey one?
Mm-hmm.
That is great.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
That's great. That's 100%. She never consented to anything. He just took it. That's just violence. That's all it is. Rape and violence. Abuse. All of it. None. It's just very toxic. But let me ask y'all, what is your favorite position that you like?
Wait. I want to answer that last question.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Because I feel like I see this in a lot of books that they always talk about the man getting head, but women never get head enough, and that's why I hate that. Like I feel like a lot of
read Natavia's books.
I have. But I do feel like a lot of times they always talk about the man getting head, but never the woman. And
See, I'm opposite.
Really?
I like for the woman to like during my scenes. I like for the men, like even though they're like arrogant things like that, they always pleasure the woman. Like they always pleasure. They make sure she's you
Yeah.
know. I don't. He could be mean, he could be an asshole. I don't care, but he's gonna make sure he get from the tip of her head to her toes. Like, cause I'm into the sucking toes, licking toes,
Mm-hmm.
the back of the damn knees, anything. I don't care. She's gonna get licked. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what they and I'm like because I noticed that too. Like a lot of the women, like yeah, I noticed that too. So I was like, you know what? Let me have child. They be getting devoured.
Because War was definitely eating that honey. What about you, Elsie? Swallowed. Yeah, right.
Oh gosh. Yeah, no, I mean my folks they get it on. I mean sometimes first chapter, sometimes every chapter. It just depends on the book. But the women, to Ni'ssan's point, definitely get their pleasure. I like seeing that. I like seeing the women definitely getting their due. But then I also like to see like the men kind of having moments of tenderness as well. Because I know
Mm-hmm.
like it's really heavily played like the men have to be domineering and strong and be whatever. But I like to sometimes let the men kind of drop back a little bit and let the woman kind of take her moment. And he just be like, whatever you need, you take what you need, you get what you
Yeah.
need, because sometimes I don't see that. I see a whole lot of, he just, working out all his frustrations. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I want to see her do that too. I want to see her be like, you know what, just lay down. Let me handle what I got to. And let's do this. And so,
I,
yeah,
you know what I don't like? I don't like when the women just lay there all the
Mm.
time. Like it's okay for like I guess the first time, but I think like after a while I don't want to just keep reading this because I feel like I'm reading something else. Like
Yeah.
bitch, move,
yeah,
move your hips, do
yeah.
something. Like you just laying there like a killed deer. Like get up.
And look, we write paranormal. So my people, they flying at the same time. They up in the ceiling, floating over the ceiling, hovering over the ceiling. Like I said, they holding each other's horns, and like you got to be, you got all this stuff happening. You should
Yeah,
be
but
able to do it.
I noticed like some books have this thing where they feel like when a woman just lays there is a form of submission and it's not.
Who said that?
Huh?
Who said that?
Nobody said it, but that's just what I take from
That
like
sucks.
yeah.
That
And
sucks.
it's crazy because it's actually a girl, and I saw a video like yesterday, and she was talking about that. She was just talking about how some people think a form like she was talking about like it's childlike, like some form of submission comes off as childlike.
Mm.
Anyway.
I mean, that depends on the definition of they think what submission is. Because a lot of people think submission is that you have to submit to a man in the form of basically bowing down. You know what I'm saying? To his demands. And a form of submission is being able to trust and feel safe in the person, whether it's man, woman, they,
Right.
them. You have to feel safe.
Yeah.
And the minute you feel safe, that is a form of submission. People take, and this is why I always go back with y'all take the Eurocentric shit and y'all run with it.
You know what? She compared that to that. She
Yeah.
said she compared it to that. She said it's like a stereotype of. I think she used the word of infantil. She said, "What is it? Infantilizing."
Infantilizing, yeah.
Yeah. She said that that's their form of submission is to do that to themselves. And I noticed that in some books where, like, when a woman is being like, when she doing that, it's kind of like she just kind of like lays there, or she comes off as like a child. Like y'all know what I'm trying to say. Like this
Yeah.
pure, you can't know about sex, but I can have sex with you.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about now? Like,
Yeah.
so they don't want you like engaged in it, but you can lay there and take it.
Right.
But see, and this is where I like Black authors. This is where I like urban fiction. This is where I like paranormal and fantasy written by Black authors, because the form of submission is you have to earn it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to earn it every step. It may not seem like it, but that individual is earning that submission by way of her smart mouth, by way of, you know, being there for her in her darkest hour, whatever. That is a form of submission and strength. Because who the fuck want a weak bitch?
Yeah.
Shit. Don't nobody want a weak bitch or a weak nigga.
Some people, I think what it is, some people have their own form of submission.
Mm-hmm.
Like what I was just talking about, and then you have some think like, you know, like it's just different.
Yeah.
It's just different and me personally, I'm not into all of that.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm just not into all of that.
You just don't know yet. You just don't know yet. You just don't know yet.
I don't know what.
If you into that, because you haven't really experienced it.
Maybe I did.
Natavia.
Yes, girl. No, what I'm saying is I'm not into those type of books where it's kind of like, I'm just not into that. Like, because to me, just my opinion, some of it comes off as childlike.
It does.
Like, you know, like, damn, what you going to get $20 allowance at the end of the week? Like, it just comes off, to me, it don't come off as a partner, or it just comes off as daddy and daughter type of thing. And I know some people try to gear towards that type of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
don't like it.
That right there take me out of a story real quick. Like if you start that going, you know, I mean, I'm all shadow daddy and everything like that. But the minute you start doing like, you know, like you real daddy, like, no, hold on. Like, not, that's what we gotta, like, that's what we gotta
do.
You
daddy's little girl.
Yeah, like, I'm like, no, I'm not.
Like shit like that. Like, nigga, what?
Like, and that's, I don't know, like, I remember when I was talking to one of my white author friends, and I was just kind of like, yeah, we don't write the same. We had this whole conversation in the middle of the Panera, and I know the people during lunchtime was looking at us like, y'all really? Because I mean, we was going straight up. I'm like, y'all talking chickens, we talking eggplants. Like, it's just like, it's two different worlds. And I'm like, you know, I grew up, I'm from the country, I'm from Carolina. So I'm like, you know, so for me, when I hear cock, I hear chicken.
Same.
But, you know, but my editor kept changing it. And I'm like, you know, I'm writing one thing, she's writing, I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, I love her dearly. And I'm like, we gotta have a conversation because we're from two different worlds. You know what I mean? And so, you know, it's just interesting. And it was interesting because nobody really said anything because, again, at the beginning, like I told you before, I had a lot of white readers, so won't nobody complaining. And then when I changed, I was like, all right, okay, enough, no more chickens. You know what I mean? I'm like, 'cause that's all I see. And it takes me out of and for me, it was taking me out of the story. And I'm writing it. I'm like, I can't.
Take out the story if you write cock.
Yeah.
If you write cock on your damn paper, I'm literally going to skip the whole sex scene and get back to the story. Because I don't, because in my head, it just doesn't compute. It's like,
me personally, I know I shouldn't think like this. I know I should not. But when I hear that word, I think of something that's like 4 inches and very wrong. You know? Very pink. Like, I'm just saying, like, when I hear that word, I think of small. You know.
Yeah, but it's so funny because I don't think I realized how cultural that was. Like, you know, because this is my, you know, we have our own lived experience. They got their own lived experience or whatever. And I was just like, what the heck? Like, where did that, like, whatever, you know, that's our different lived experiences or whatever. And I'm just like, yeah, we gotta, you know, that's different. That's different. Look, you know.
But at the same time, you get that, oh, I can't read this book because I don't see myself in it. And it's always been, we've always seen white characters in white books when it comes to paranormal and fantasy. If you wasn't really up on Octavia Butler and stuff like that, you were reading white romance books, paranormal romance books, and fantasy books, but they never say, "Hey, you couldn't read this book because you can't see yourself in it." We just put ourselves in those books.
Yeah,
But
we
when
do.
it comes to black authors with paranormal and fantasy, it's like, oh, I can't relate to these books because I can't see myself in these books. How do y'all feel about that?
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important for us, like you said, when we were coming up, we would read the book and we would just put ourselves in it. They don't, a lot of them have, they are taught to have main character energy so that if they're not the main character, they cannot. And their minds just won't even allow them to do that. They're like, no, either we need to see us be the forefront or we not there.
Can
And
y'all
so
hear me?
that's why a lot of them have
Yes, we
problems
can hear you.
reading.
We
Oh,
can't
I'm
see
sorry.
you though, but we can hear you.
I'm sorry. I'm still here though. I just got to get my car really quick. My
Okay.
son, uh, he went to some little Halloween thing and it's over.
You good. So when let me
Okay,
ask
I just make sure y'all can still hear me.
let me ask all of y'all. So what is a main character female female main character in your book? What does that entail? What do you see when y'all get to developing y'all female main characters? Or not, and I'll get to the male main characters, but what do you know in your soul is gonna be the attitude, the whatever? What is a female main character looking like in y'all stories? And what do y'all think that society thinks that y'all should have as female main characters?
I try to do the opposite damsel in distress. I definitely don't like to go for the, typical come save me. They might need a little help, but they gonna get there on their own eventually. And I do like more strong willed women. I know, like with mine, I got a lot of people saying they didn't like Zamaya because they were like, "Why is she fighting Yi so much?" And I'm like, he kidnapped her. So I always try to get someone that's not gonna just that can stand on their own 2 feet, that are like they have their own mind.
Yeah. What about you, Elsie?
It depends on the book. I mean, one I'm writing right now or just finished, she's a brat. Like she's a straight brat. And, she's used to getting her own way. She's used to, all that kind of stuff. But then her cousin in another story is kind of used to being the people pleaser and whatever. So I tried, and then I have, FMCs who they just straight off the gate, like, no, I don't take no bull from nobody. This is who I am. So I try to make my FMCs like multidimensional. I like to see them grow depending on if it's a series or not. Um, everybody ain't gonna be a boss, and that's okay. And I feel like that's okay because it's okay to have the one character who may start off as a people pleaser, but then she grows and learns like she got to cut that out because I think that's what people, readers. We have people who are people pleasers who are reading, so I want them to see themselves in it and see that they can grow as well. So but everybody's not a boss, and I know like it's great to have like I'm that boss, I'm that chick. Yeah, that's cool. But every time, everybody's not always that chick, or you didn't always used to be that chick. Maybe you learned how to become that chick. And let me help you. Let's look at this story and see her coming up to be and realize, no, I am that chick. You know what I mean? And so I think that's okay. So it depends on the story.
What about you, Natavia?
I personally like when my female characters get catered to.
Mhm.
That's one of my main things. Like I like for them to get spoiled. I just like to show I just like to like focus like black love.
Mm.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah. So it's more so like she being catered to and things like that, and worshipped pretty much.
As they should. So let's talk about your males. Your males. Oh Jesus. Y'all got some off the chain males. What makes a male main character the main character? What in him in your books makes him the main character where you just know and you have in your head like this nigga about to do some shit?
I think for me is like when he's like a protector.
Mm.
And he ride for his people, not just for his mate, but like just for his people in general. You know.
What about the rest of y'all?
Heavy on the protector. Like I like the like I know the alpha male. Like I don't not to be cliche, but I look for like the strong presence, the confidence. Like yeah,
What about you, L.C.?
Yeah, I think he definitely has to be strong. Um, I have a lot of books where the side characters get their own story, so it's like I have to try to make sure that when the side character gets his own story, that you see him as a central guy. Like you see, he might have been in that other book where he was a side character, but in his own life, he's a main character, and so he carries himself. He knows when to back off, like when to let somebody else lead, but he knows also when like this is about me, when it's about my life. Like, okay, well, if I'm helping him, I'm gonna let him do what he needs. I'll be his guy. I'll help him out, help him see through his stuff. But when it's my book, oh no, I'm taking charge. They're gonna take the cues from me. And that's kind of because all of my books are connected. So it's like all the side characters end up with their own stories at some point. So it's like you got to be able to kind of differentiate. But yeah, they're all strong in their own right. And I think any of the guys in my book at any given point can be the main character. And that's like, so it's just, they just know when to stay in their lane. You know what I mean? And just, kind of go from there.
Because I'm good for reading y'all books and be like, oh, y'all had this character in here. Where's his story? I'm good for that shit.
My side characters be talking real loud. And so I almost hate to introduce a whole new character because I'm like, this next thing you know, I'm going to be writing a whole nother book. Because every time I mention somebody, it seems like here they come wanting to have a story of their own. But I'm a pantser, so that's just how my brain works. And it's like, ooh, what's happening over there? But yeah, them side characters.
My side characters are always like, I try to like balance it out. I think they kind of bring in. I always make sure like they bring in like the comedy
And do.
like just for like the relief, because sometimes some stories can be so deep, and then it's that one side character that can just come on the scene and kind of like mellow everything out in a way. So I always tend to like do like the silly side characters or something like that, and then people be like, oh, I want, you should give him a book, and I'm like, nah, he served his purpose.
So how do y'all feel about when readers only read y'all shit on Halloween?
that's
During
why
Halloween season.
I didn't.
That's why he dropped this year on Halloween.
That's what I was gonna say. That's why hers didn't come out.
Why y'all fuck up my shit?
It's not. It's weird. That's
Readers, how y'all fuck up my shit? You hear what she just said? That's why she ain't dropped on Halloween. I be hating y'all.
Cause like like my books are long. I put so much into them, and I'm not gonna just drop a Halloween book just for Halloween. Like I want y'all to like really read it and enjoy it, dissect it, and things like that. I don't want it to just be like a Halloween book. That's why I was like, I don't really do Halloween books like that anymore.
So is that why, Ni'ssan, you ain't dropped one?
I literally posted in my reading group. I was like, hers is not coming out till after, because I was like, it's not a book you just read for Halloween. Like,
Right. Yeah.
But it's coming soon though.
My books be coming out in February, so I've only had like one book in on Halloween last year. Till Death Do Us, that one came out on Halloween, and that was purposeful. But that was the only book that ever came out on Halloween. Everything else now that's gonna be like February, June, December.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what do you think about book events? Let's get into that. A lot of book events are romance centered, just completely, but not romance in the sense of paranormal and fantasy. So how do you navigate wanting to go to book events and getting your books out there, but also you have fantasy and paranormal events, but they're white centered? So how do you navigate that?
It's hard because there's a local one that I go to, and it's a real nice, the people who put it together, they put together a real nice event, but it might be 2 or 3 of us there as far as black faces that are there representing, paranormal, dark fantasy or what have you. And so, you have that whole weird exchange where you gotta, people, they walk past you, they look, or they come by and they do that pity glance, like, okay, well, oops, I kind of looked her in the eye, so I guess I better talk to her real quick, kind of thing. And so that gets real frustrating. So I would love to see more, because going to the romance events, like you mentioned, Storm, kind of get tough because a lot of people are centered in contemporary romance. And so they don't look at us and think of us when it comes to paranormal and dark fantasy and what have you. So you're getting a little bit more of that. But even with that, it's still mostly YA, and I don't write YA. So it's like when you go a little bit further into adult, you don't really see a whole lot of that representation. Not that we're not there, you just don't see the representation. And so it would be nice to start seeing a little bit more of just that. The only other places that sometimes we can kind of like touch on, are some of the monster event book places where I can't, you can kind of be a little bit niche and kind of pop in there. But it's, but I don't have centaur books. But if you cool with the Grimm, who got snakes coming out of him, who want to play and have fun, or a Reaper who, got things he wants you to do with his Skype, then we can be all right. So it just depends.
What about y'all?
Me personally, I honestly I really don't go to events. And I'm starting to get into going to. I used to, but my anxiety has gotten bad over the years, so that's why I kind of like fell back from doing events for a very long time. Mm-hmm. So I kind of been like, I don't know about events. Like that's why I be like, hold on, like they might take you going to such and such event, and I'm like, I didn't hear about it, Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to like start doing events again.
Yeah.
But far as in the genre, like when I go to an event, I don't care what it is, I'm bringing my paranormal books. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, I feel like my paranormal, yes, they are fantasy, paranormal, whatever, but it still has that urban feel to it, It still belongs in that urban category, that urban fiction category. Because it is urban. My paranormals are very much urban. They are.
Mm-hmm. You open the door a lot. You, let me see who else. Latoya, it's a few of y'all. Y'all open the door for like that more urban feel to the books when it comes to paranormal. And with you, LC, you kind of opened that door of, not sticking to that one type of mythical creature. You know what I'm saying? Because there's not a lot of black authors that write about Grimms. You know what I'm saying? So in with you, Ni'ssan, you have opened up a world with the wolves where the women are about as hard as the niggas. they going their neck. So it's just like that's the type of shit I really want to see more of. So I'm hoping that the 27 of y'all on here tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, because y'all got some authors right here who is writing outside of the box, outside of the mold. You know what I'm saying? So I'm finna do a shameless plug is when we was talking about events. So what do Black Center events like Boozy Book Tour, Hornet Mansion Fantasy Ball that's coming in 2027, and Fan A mean to you as an author? Because it's centered around paranormal, fantasy, and those type of genres.
Anything that really highlights us as Black authors is just amazing, because a lot of times like we don't get that representation. So just us being able to be highlighted and being able to be like the spotlight is on us, it's just like it's amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of like sitting in the back of the classroom.
It's sitting back in the what?
I said sometimes it feels like sitting in the back of a classroom. When you when you don't you just behind, and you're not being noticed.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling like,
Yeah. And what about you, LC?
Yeah, it's good. Like, I like what you're doing for sure, as far as trying to bring events and things that are more cultured toward us, and that's not the right word, catered toward us. And so that's good because we don't get that. And, it's a different feeling. And when I went, I did a Black Book event this past summer, and it was beautiful. It was nice to be able to go and have us, and I didn't have to kind of put on any fronts, because it was like I didn't have to worry about when they're walking past me. Even if they walked past me and didn't stop, it wasn't because I was Black. You're like, you know what I mean? I didn't have to have that in the back of my head. Whereas when I go to the, majority white events, it's like, are they walking past me because they're not interested, or is it because I'm Black, or is it because it's both, right? But at least if they walking past me at my Black event, I'm like, everybody else here Black, so that's not the reason. You're not interested in the table, and that's okay. And so, to Natavia's thing about anxiety, because we get anxiety. We standing there and you hoping somebody come talk to you, or you're trying to get people's attention, or you're trying to connect with people, or what have you. And it's a weird little dance that we all do, So it's nice when we have events where we can at least remove one barrier, because I mean, you still gonna have that table talk. You still got to do that, but whatever barriers we can remove is nice to just, not have to put on, because we be on all the time.
I mean, I'm learning from y'all because I'm eventually have my book out.
The next stop sign, take a right.
Okay. I'm learning from y'all.
Hold on,
The
y'all.
next
I'm
stop
sorry.
sign, take a right.
Y'all can hear that?
Proceed to the route.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
In half a mile, turn left onto Glenfield Road.
Oh my God. Hold on.
I got you. But I'm learning from y'all because I feel like with Black spaces, they're needed, and I know a lot of people will be like, oh, we should include others. Okay, when we go to white events, it's like a sprinkle of us. We're good for panels. We are good for panels for diversity. But as far as being put into the sections where the most readers might come, it'd be like, oh, y'all could be at the end. Or you can be at the front where people gonna walk past you type deal. So I get it. So what would you like to see in the literary industry and even in the indie industry when it comes to Black authors in paranormal and fantasy? Like, what would you like to see? What would you like to announce? And what would you like to get the fuck rid of?
Girl, that's loaded. I can think of a lot of things I like to get rid of, but on the things I would like to see, for sure, I would say a little
turn right onto Valley Road. Proceed to the route.
When we're putting out books or whatever, I think I would love to see the community not just pick what they think is popular, because I know a lot of times people seem like they'll pick what they think is popular, and that's what they want to, they'll want to promote, they want to push, because they're like, oh, everybody's reading this. Well, I think we just have to be a little mindful. Like, no, it's okay to talk about a book that you love, that you care about, or an author that you just want to support, even if you didn't read the book, but it's an author that you want to support. It's okay. And so I would like to see a little bit more of that continuing. It is there. It's not that it's not there, but I would like to see a little bit more of that continuing, because let the other people do that ghost, riding the party train stuff. Let the other people do that. We're good at celebrating us. So as long as we don't pick up any bad habits from the other side of the street, just keep doing that. Like, keep celebrating us. Let's keep making sure that we're doing that. But as far as things that I don't want to see, I don't want to see like the coattail riding. Like, just don't ride people's coattail thinking like, okay, I'm a ride with this person because I think they're gonna get me somewhere. Because there's a lot of that, and it's like, oh, like people will talk to you, and then if they find out, oh, maybe this person's not going to get me anywhere, so I'm going to stop talking to them. Like, really? I thought you were just connecting because you're an author, I'm an author, or you're, a creative, I'm a creative. Or, but this coattail riding, people are like, oh, this person seems popular, let me chat with them, until they realize, oh, okay, maybe they're not going to get me what I want. I'm like, oh, like, don't do that. Like, don't do that. Like that, like I said, I'm from a different time. So when I start detecting that, I'm like, oh, that's not genuine. Don't do that. Like, if you're going to be cool, just be cool. And if we're not, if we don't catch that friend level, that's okay too. I'm all right with that. But don't do that coattail thing where you think you're going to try to ride the coattail and then you're like, oh, you're not popular enough. Never mind. Like, And I've gotten that where it's like I was like, hey, don't okay. And I was like, because you don't want to do that because you don't know when that shift gonna change.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So if you're gonna be genuine, just be genuine, and that's cool. But don't do that because then if something happens and then their popularity grows, they gonna remember how you flew off that coattail.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, don't do that. So if you're gonna be cool with a person, be cool with a person, but don't ride no coattails just for the sake of hoping that you're gonna catch the next win. Don't do that. That's not good.
What about you, Ni'ssan?
I definitely agree with that. Like about like being genuine. I would I would love to see more support among our community, among each other.
Starting route guidance.
And
Proceed about 0.4 miles to Valley Road.
I think that like support, like yeah, definitely a lot more support and less more like being bandwagoning and hopping on coattails. That happened. That's happened to me a few times, and it
Yeah.
kind of. I can't well, like it's kind of for me. It's kind of it's like I'm sensitive, so it kind of like made me kind of like, oh, maybe I'm not good enough. Like especially when I very first started writing, it made me like have like self doubt in myself. So yeah, that's definitely big. That's definitely something I agree with.
Okay.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I was
Oh,
just trying to mute you so nobody knew your direction because that's
oh
nobody
no,
business.
girl, listen. I don't care if they did. I'm lost.
Oh.
My son got me back in these. Oh my god! I told him not to. Listen. I'm telling you, these teenagers ain't. They do too much. But yeah, I stay to myself for that very reason. The whole like people trying to rise your coattail, whatever. I stay to myself.
Yeah. And that's so crazy because the wealth of knowledge that between the three of you, right? The wealth of knowledge somebody could possibly get and the worrisome thoughts of, oh, are they popular enough? So, it'll make me look like I'm popping is y'all some lame bitches for that shit. But that's some real lame behavior. Like if you really want to support authors. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be about what's popular, what's not popular, it's about, oh, I like this book and I love this author.
Yeah.
Or I want to learn and I wonder, hey, can I talk to you about mentorship? But not off the basis of popularity, because what's popular now can dim out 2 days later.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's just, you know, isn't the whole point about being an author in the space is longevity?
Yeah.
I'm just asking because I think it would be longevity over popularity.
I agree. It should be, and I
Me
mean,
too.
just as the Black community itself, we still small. The Black community is small, and people know more than what you think, and so that's why you just have to be careful. Like like you don't know who knows who, and we always say you don't know who related to who. So like, just don't do that. Don't move weird. Don't do all that other stuff. Because I can tell you on the other side of that street, that's how they act. Because a lot of them do that, and they don't have they unapologetic about it. They do that all day, and so it's like don't do what you see them do. That's not we not like that. We're community. Be community. If you cool, you cool. If you're not, you're not. You don't have to be. You ain't gonna be friends with everybody, and that's okay. But just be, like Ni'ssan said, be genuine. Just keep that, and don't do all that other weird stuff. Because it does. Most of us are introverts anyway, so it just puts us back in our shell, and we be like, all right, well, never mind. Okay, no, no.
But then you also have I call them the high school cliques.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You have a lot of those, and I kind of like I just like to stay like I talk to anyone. I'll like say hi and we can chit chat or whatever. But that's just how far as it goes because it's just too. It can get competitive in a way where people would they'll try to soak up your energy. They come in your space but it's like a competition.
Mm.
And that is a lot within the book community
Yeah.
with different authors. That's why I kind of like stick to myself because I had experiences with a few authors where it's kind of like, you'll drop in some, you'll drop like a popular series and stuff like that, and they'll start trying to like latch on to you, and then it's kind of like once they find somebody else popular, like another author that put out a popular series, they kind of like you start to notice like the conversation starts to change because they're on their bandwagon now, and it's just like is that to me it just comes off as you're opportunist.
Yep.
You're
Mhm.
latching on to whoever you feel like can share your book links. Who it's all about that. Like once they see you in the charts and things like that, oh, they're gonna come. Oh, and it's always, and I cannot. I'm sorry. Like, and I don't even try to come off stuck up to anybody, but I just like to protect my space, and I just stay to myself.
And ain't nothing wrong with that. So, last three questions. What's the one passion project that you wish or want or will do that is so extreme, and you know that this is something readers have never read from you before? What is a passion project that y'all are working on, or can say that you're working on, or have in mind?
Um, that you want the title?
You got the title already?
Yeah,
Damn, you
So
fat.
I'm working. So I'm working on a few. I posted the cover. I think like last week. It was called "To the Last Drop." That's gonna be my vampire book. Um,
That shit look gruesome.
huh?
It looked gruesome because she was eating a heart and shit.
Yeah, like it's dark. It's gonna be like a very dark romance. It's actually gonna be a little darker than Ebony.
Ooh.
Like I'm tapping more so into like the dark side of paranormal, like the very dark. So I'm actually thinking about releasing it on paperback first. I don't know yet because I just kind of want to see because I feel like people are so sensitive now, and that's the only thing I don't. That's the only thing that kind of like holds me back from like wanting from being very creative. Is I'm starting to notice like a lot of people are sensitive and they kind of like nitpicking. They'll tear like your story apart and things like that. So I'm actually a little nervous about it. So I do want to try to I'm gonna release it on paperback to a few first before it comes to ebook. But it's gonna be dark, and I also think because it's gonna be a book where he has multiple mates in a way, but
Mm-hmm.
then it's kind of like he's gonna just fall for one. Like,
Mm.
so he's gonna like he's gonna live in a house with multiple mates.
like a
Mm.
reverse harem type of thing.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
but he's gonna fall for her, and it's gonna, you know.
Oh,
But
some shit.
that's something different for me because I usually don't do storylines like that. But again, it's dark. It's very dark.
Mm. I can't wait
So
to read that.
yeah, but
What
it's
about?
coming out on paperback first.
I need to get all your paperbacks anyway because I'm about to bug my husband to get that bundle you got.
Girl, listen, it's limited too, so you better hurry up before it sell
Girl,
out.
I'm gonna have to do something strange for some change. But but LC, what's going on with you? What you got going?
For passion project, I actually have a actual historical fiction that I'm working on,
Oh
and
shit!
yeah, so I found out some stuff about my family. It's pretty cool, and so I'm working on it. This scares me than anything more than I've ever written because it's so personal, you know. But I'm excited about it. I'm real excited about it, and yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I was like, what the heck, you know, because just kind of who I am in my real life. I stumbled on some information and kind of what I do, and I was like, oh, you know, let me see what's going on with my family since I'm doing this for everybody else, you know. And I checked, and I was like, oh, really? And it's actually pretty cool. So I'm pretty excited about it, but it's a departure from everything in the way I've ever written. So it's taken me a little bit because I want to do it right and because it means something to me. You know what I mean? It means something to me in a deeply personal way. So, but I'm excited. I'm real excited about it and everything. So we'll see. We'll see. I just, you know, I got to get my little Alex Haley on in it, you know.
Roots.
I like that.
Yeah,
Well,
but, so I'm excited about it. But you know, my biggest issue is like I'm like, yeah, with that, I said, do I keep it with LC or do I use my government name? I'm like, 'cause this is for real, like, you know what I mean? But at the same time, but I don't know, like I hadn't even got to that part yet. I was like, I'm like, Heather, just write the story first, and you can get to the rest of that later. So we'll see. So that's where I am right now. But next year, I do have my first contemporary romance coming out called Graffiti Heart. And this is the first time I'm actually calling the title, but it's called Graffiti Heart. And so I'm excited about it. Yeah, so I'm real excited about that one. It's black woman, white man, but it's you know, he kind of comes in, you know, doing the you know, she thinks he's kind of just trying to be a gentrifier, so to speak, and comes to find out like, no, I'm actually from here, but my family moved here and I just wanted to come back and blah 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 blah. And so kind of deals with those kind of themes or whatever. So that one kind of has me a little nervous too, because it's weird not writing people with like horns and wings and fangs. So writing real regular people is interesting. So I was like, I said, we'll see how we do. But this one, but it also has some personal to it for me as well. But I'm excited about it. And I got the cover the other day, and the cover is smoking. And I'm like, I can't wait to like share it with y'all. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
you know what's hard? Can you hear me? Can you hear me still?
Yeah.
Going from back and forth between the genres.
Yeah.
Why
It is so hard.
Why is that?
I mean, because you go from creating like a fantasy world to just a regular world. Like, it's so hard. Like, it's hard. I'm not going to lie. Like, I struggle with that a lot because I find myself, like, if I did a paranormal a few months ago, and then now I'm back into like my street lit romance, and I find myself deleting things because I'm like, nah, this don't sound like, this sound like a little paranormal. Like, I gotta delete it, I gotta change it, like, because my mind is still stuck on paranormal. So I gotta like detox.
Yeah.
I gotta detox. Like, I gotta read, like, seriously. And for me to come out of that, I have to read like old series of mine, like, just to pull myself out of it, because I just my mind be stuck on that. For me, it's very hard.
You can't tell though.
What's that?
I mean, you can't tell that there is, because your urban fiction, your street lit is. Yeah, I could see the difference between the two. So I never could tell. I can't tell that you have any confliction with anything, because it's all it don't sound the same. So
yeah, it'd be hard for me. Like, you probably won't see it in my writing. I'm just saying, like, that's like how it is during the writing process. Damn. Like, it just takes me longer to like I'm working on this book called Love for Sigh. I'm almost finished with that, but I had to like I've been sitting on it for a while because my mind has been on paranormal, and I'm like, it's hard. Like, I gotta detox. It's hard. I ain't gonna lie. Like, for me, it is.
Ni'ssan, I'm gonna take your screen off because when you drive, Facebook will drop you.
Okay.
What about you? Ni'ssan, what you working on? Because after that Wolf series, what's gonna happen, Captain?
So I got hers coming out, which is gonna be the start of the next part of like the trilogy to continue that series, and I got like 3 more books that's coming out like in the next couple of months about the like Yours, Mine, and Ours series. And then I am also working on my first like vampire book. It's called Will You Be Mine, Please? And I'm really
Vegas?
Yeah, I'm really excited about that book because they're definitely they're gonna be different. I'm excited about that. Those are like my main 2 books I'm working on right now.
For y'all who don't know what a Vigga is, that is a vampire nigga. It's Vegas.
I love it.
When they black, it's Vegas.
You silly.
So, What changed the game? This is and then I have one last question. What changed the game for y'all? Because some of y'all are on Patreon, some are on Substack, some of y'all have Facebook group. Which one of those changed the game and dynamic for you when it came to being really close to your readers and being in helping with your creativity?
I'll actually say like TikTok helped me like really like realize like how big like it helped me connect deeper with my readers and like gain more readers and understand how many readers there are really out there.
Mm-hmm. What about you, LC?
Right now, I would say IG. I mean, that's probably where I spend most of my time, IG. But then here recently, Threads I found a different connection with readers on Threads, surprisingly. And so that's been pretty good, you know. I've actually made a lot of use out of the IG channel. I know a lot of people didn't like that at first. But my Facebook groups, it just seemed like they were starting to just become lurkers or like stagnant. People weren't getting notifications or they didn't see it. You know, it was just like, you know how Facebook is.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay. I was like, you know, so I started just devoting more attention to IG. And then, like I said, I started touching Threads. You know good and well I'd be forgetting about TikTok. I'll be forgetting TikTok exists. I know Storm be like, girl, if you don't get up here. And I'd be trying to remember. Then I'd be like, a week go by, my daughter be like, Mom, you need to post something up there. So I'll be I'll be posting. I'll be coming in here and then I'll post and then like, I'll have like 2 good weeks and then I'll be like, oops, I'll be forgetting. So yeah, but you know, but IG has been kind of where I've been consistent. But because for each one, it's a different method. The audience is different. The way you approach it is different. And I'll be like, oh, I'll be tired. I'll be so tired trying to remember which audience likes what and what works where. And it's a dance. It's a dance.
Yeah. Hold on, we'll get to Natavia when she get back. But Natavia, with you is Patreon. Her Patreon be popping. It should be popping. So how does that help you with your readers and your stuff like that?
I feel like they help. I feel like they I kind of feel like my Patreon brings me out of my little writing funk or whatever. Thank you too. And I also feel like, cause you know I be posting like sneak peeks in there as well. You know, so I don't know. I be all over the place. I be on Patreon, Instagram, Facebook groups. I be everywhere. But Patreon to me is more so like I could share some work. You know, like I could share like, hey, what y'all think about this? You know.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna post. I used to post sneak peeks in my Facebook group, but then I started to notice like authors coming out with similar stuff that I posted in my sneaks.
Them lurkers. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do that. And I know they're not in my Patreon, so
yeah.
Oh yeah, they not
safe space. It's a safe space for me, honestly. It's a safe space.
I feel that. So, each one of y'all tell us what books you coming out with, where we can get y'all books, and what you write as far as paranormal and fantasy.
What books we have coming out?
Mm-hmm.
Just books in general, or just the fantasy?
Books in general. Because if you have urban or street lit, you can add that too. But I just wanted people to get to know y'all paranormal and fantasy because that's what I like. So if you bitches came on here in these comments, this is what you came for.
Okay, so my next is Love for Side. That's gonna be an Amazon release. That's my street lit romance. And then I'm doing my To the Last Drop on paperback. That's gonna be my dark romance vampire book. And then I'm doing, hopefully I could get out Street Heart on my website.
Hey Mar, what about you, Elsie?
My next release is Dawn of Descent. It's book 3 of the Beautiful Nightmare series, and so Dawn of Descent will release in February of 2026. On my direct store, it'll release in January because my direct buyers always get it early. But I always say February because that's the standard release. Beautiful Nightmare, that's my paranormal romance, vampire, wolf shifter, big world book. And basically that's the book that everything that I have written is based off of that trilogy. So all the side characters who have books down, everything's interconnected, everything's all attached to the same world. So Dawn of Descent will be the last book of the Beautiful Nightmare world. And so it's me actually closing this world. So that's why I'm excited to kind of move on to some other projects, because I'm finally getting to a point where I can actually close this world. I've written over 15 books in this world and I'm tired, and it's a beautiful world, but it's good. So Dawn of Descent is definitely going to be different because it's darker. It's more in line with things that you read from me, Storm, like Vengeance Born, Till Thou Doest, because it's a lot darker. But if you start Beautiful Nightmare, it sounds like clouds and rainbows, and it's like, oh, it's just cute. She got her heart broken. She met a vampire, and then you get the Awaken, and it gets bloody, and then you get the Dawn of Descent, and it's like, oh crap, Descent for real. So that's where it's going, and that comes out in February, and then from there we're gonna take a little breather and have out some normies, and that'll be Graffiti Heart in the summer, and I'm really excited about that one. But that's a contemporary. But on a paranormal romance side, if you want, all of my books, like, they're all interconnected or what have you. So there are standalones that you can pick up if you don't want to like devote yourself to like the trilogies or the duets or what have you.
Yeah.
And they all have different steam and spice levels, but everybody's something. If they're not a vampire, they're a wolf. If they're not a wolf, they're a grim. If they're not a grim, they're a reaper. If they're not that, they're a gargoyle. They something. So yeah.
I love me some gargoyles. So what's up with you, Ni'ssan? What you got coming up? What you got coming out? And where can they get your books?
I got hers is gonna be my next release, and then as far as like urban fictions, I'm planning on doing my love series. I'm gonna wrap that up with Zoe and Lucky's book. And then for like my books, you can buy them directly from me. I'm working on getting a site. I'm a terrible procrastinator, but I do have like the benefit. I can't say that word, but I have that website. You can buy them from me. And I'm debating about writing a Christmas novella, but I'm not too sure about that.
Who?
A Christmas novella.
Novella.
I can't. Yeah, that word.
I don't really like Christmas books.
I don't either, and that's why the name of I don't want to say the name, but the name that I'm thinking would go perfect.
I just like dark shit. So Christmas.
It's not gonna be like a hope, go happy, I love Christmas type thing. It's gonna live like it's exactly the opposite of it. But I don't know if I want to wait until just maybe like wait a little bit out, because it's not like a Christmas book.
It's like a winter theme book.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay, I got it. Cause that's what I be doing. I be like, I don't like Christmas books, but I'll do like a winter theme paranormal.
Yeah,
I just need them to be fucking. That's.
I have a winter theme, but it's One Winter's Kiss. But they do it. As soon as you open the page, they doing
it. Well, you're terrible. Storm, like, I just need them to be doing the do.
I just need them to be fucking. That's why
they are by the Christmas trees, right on the Christmas tree.
Oh my God. Listen,
and she meets him in the snow, and the wolf man is naked in the snow.
I'm gonna tell you right now. It's gonna be a Rita. That is so not godlike. It's Christmas. Oh.
Well, they tell them they're in the wrong section.
Yo,
right, like, oh my God.
Before we get out of here, I do want to say this. Y'all motherfuckers that be talking about y'all Christians and y'all don't read paranormal or fantasy books because they got mythical or whatever creatures in it, but y'all turn around and read urban fiction books that have bang bang shoot 'em up knocking her head between the washer and dryer and bending her backwards over the goddamn chair and laying the boneless children of cum on their backs and be like, oh, that's a good
Don't
book.
forget, you can't forget the mafia neither.
Oh, don't even get me started on that. And y'all read these mafia books. Because they be doing some wild shit in these mafia books.
Yeah, you can't forget the mafia, but it's like when they come to, for some reason they think paranormal is demonic or something. I'm like, y'all, that stuff that y'all reading ain't demonic to y'all neither.
Girl.
Somebody getting shot on every page.
Every page.
They just like to see their mouth move. I don't even listen.
So don't be coming for paranormal. Because
I feel like if you're like that though, you probably should just stay away from the genre. Like, you know what it is. Just don't pick it up. You know this is a paranormal book. You know it got some creatures in there. Just bypass it, and that's it.
Yeah, stop announcing yourself, you dumb bitch.
Yeah. Oh my God, Storm.
Oh, see, you didn't get this. See, this is what you get. You talking about you didn't want the SAT questions. This is when you get the real Storm.
Yeah.
See. Be careful what you ask for.
Storm is terrible. Storm is terrible.
So be careful what you ask for with my ass.
Not the SATs. I ain't say that. Latoya said that.
Look, but she was happy I called her prolific. See, damn if I do, damn if I don't. No, but make sure y'all check out their Smiles. I don't even know why we can't say bios in here, but Smiles.
You can say what in here?
Bios, because they trip. So Smiles, whatever.
Oh my God.
All these stipulations. This is why I be staying on other sites.
Why don't you go buy
I don't be on this because I don't told you. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's my TikTok view. It's too many rules.
It is. It's too much. It's too much. That's why I don't even bother going live because I can be very unfiltered, like very bad. Like once I start getting comfortable, I start like, I just let loose, and I feel like TikTok will ban me.
Well, I'm on my last strike, so it ain't nothing new.
Y'all got me on here with menopause.
Me too. I was going through it last night, and I'm sick with a cold, and I was like, I got a fever, and I got menopause, and this is some bullshit. But y'all make sure y'all go into their Smiles and go to their websites. Ni'ssan, you do have a website, right?
Yeah. I can post the link, or I can send you the link.
Okay. And make sure y'all go in there and y'all get their books because these are some good paranormal and fantasy books. Y'all are missing out because if you are a paranormal and fantasy reader and you were looking for Black authors that write Black books that are paranormal and fantasy, you got 3 right here. And if you join my book club, you will see the list of their catalog on the goddamn Google Doc I got of all these paranormal and fantasy books. So you'll be able to see it and link your ass to it so your ass can go buy they fucking books. Because what we do, we support Black around these parts, okay?
And you can join my Patreon if you want some, what you call it?
Some freak nasty.
I be posting like explicit visuals and videos.
Do she?
So yeah.
I say this, I would advise a lot of you authors, even though I'm a new author who ain't published yet, but as a reader, I enjoy paying for your Patreons because the behind the scene content that we get is top tier. This is some shit I would never get in a Facebook group, on Instagram, or TikTok. So I would advise authors to do Patreon because that is a whole different world and you get to really know how nasty these motherfucking authors really are.
I'm gonna start one in 26. My daughter told me because I was like, she got on me. She was like, "Mommy, I see you have a free book out today," which I do. I had a free book that came out today, so it's on my website www.L.C.Sonbooks.com. You can download it free. And she was like, "Mommy, you need to get you a Patreon because you need to stop. You always giving stuff away. Stop giving this stuff away."
Yeah.
But I have like freebies like all the time. So if you go on my website, it's always like something sitting up there that I'm like, all right, here you go. So, but yeah, she was like, but yeah, she said you need to get on Patreon. So every time she tells me to do something and I do it, it actually works. So I'm gonna listen to,
Y'all get on their
Genevieve speaking.
Patreon. Y'all get on their websites and purchase the books and find out what events they're having, because I'm sure the events that they're going to is going to be on their newsletter, on their website, or in their Facebook group, or in their Patreon. So just make sure you're following, because there's a lot of Black phenomenal paranormal and fantasy authors that y'all are truly missing out on. Because when I see y'all threads and y'all be like, oh, because somebody read me a Black paranormal fantasy author, I almost want to jump through the screen, smash shit out of y'all, because research over me search. You know what I'm saying? Do that shit. Research the shit.
It's a lot of us out here though.
Like, I found like 5 different new paranormal authors just going on Amazon and saying Black paranormal.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know you can search it like that now.
Yeah, because if your genre is in Black African American paranormal,
right,
I can go in there and say, okay, African American paranormal or Black paranormal, and it'll pull up all y'all books. You know what I'm saying? Or if I say Black author, right, paranormal or fantasy, it'll pull up all y'all books.
And some of the other ones that ain't supposed to be up there, but anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, some of the catfishers.
100 been sliding through.
Jaxie.
Yep.
You do got a lot of catfishers though.
It is. It's a lot of white people that want to be Black and they feel like Black sells, but they be careful when you don't see a person picture. Be careful. Right. Now, I ain't saying everybody do that, but be careful.
You talking about in the bio? Like, yeah.
Be careful.
I've been noticing that. Like, some don't have pictures at all. Like,
and I used to be. That's why I say I used to be one of them, because I have reasons that I did not want to have my face. And then I was like, again, my daughter, she's like my little manager, and she was like, Mom, like for real, they don't know you Black, so you need to. And I did, and I noticed a change. But
somebody was trying to tell me to do that. They were saying to you should try to do that to like tap into a different audience. I'm like, no. I'm good. No, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, if I do something like that, I still want to write with. I'm not doing that, because I just don't know where to start. And there's nothing wrong with having white characters, but I just don't know how it is to. I can't create a white character, Mm-hmm. I can't. I can have them mentioned in the book, but I just can't really create one. And I do have one, like, he was in my Use Your Heart book, and he was like going with one of the girls or whatever, but he was like white chocolate,
spicy white,
right? Yeah, see, I could do that, because in my mind they just white on the outside, but they just can't put it in there, but they still right. So it's easy for me to do that. And he was like heading into the streets and everything. His name was Cream. I ain't gonna lie, I like me some Cream, but I just can't. Like, I can't. And I know some people can, but I wouldn't know what to say, what to do. Like, how would I describe the hair? And I don't know.
Yeah. So, also, if you have not heard, Bray is on the horizon. So a lot of authors have signed up for Bray. Whatever, it's Stuff Your Kindle for Black people, and I mean it's only Black people.
What's it called?
Bray, BRAE. A.A. Lewis, author A.A. Lewis. She does it every year, and authors can submit their books and get their pages and stuff on Kindle. And we wind up downloading thousands of books every year. So if you haven't heard of Bray, I need you to get in touch with A.A. Lewis, the author, because she does it every year and it's coming up. So I think it's closed. The sign up is closed.
It closed Saturday.
Yeah. But I don't know about nothing. I feel like I'm
gonna send you a newsletter.
Where do I be at? Like, I'm on here, but where do I be? Like,
you be minding your business.
That's true. I mind my business. Like,
my phone about to die. My phone about to die.
Well, we finna get out of here anyway. So if you have not got your tickets to Las Vegas, the Melanin Ball, Boozy Book Tour, February 28th, we're having a Melanin Ball. We have one every year. We had one in Tulsa, and then we had
So what's
I'm gonna send it to you, Natavia.
the one in Colorado? I ain't going to Vegas though.
But Colorado, that's the next one.